Bruh, I am so happy to have this show back. Um, did both of you all watch the Netflix show?
I started it.
Okay, Chris did.
Yes,
Greg,
sir.
look, back in the Netflix Marvel days when they were loosely connected to the MCU, Daredevil came on the scene, and as a young aspiring screenwriter, I always felt that Daredevil would make a fantastic TV show instead of a movie. And I was proven right with that television show. 3 great seasons. First season was awesome. The second season gets more comic booky, and I think that's why a lot of people really didn't rock with it as much as the first season. That third season is brilliant, fucking brilliant. Beginning to end is awesome, and fans clamored and asked for this for 7 years. And then Charlie Cox showed up in No Way Home, then showed up again in She-Hulk, and I'm not even really gonna talk about that appearance. But Marvel signed the dotted line. They said, look, let's get everybody back. Let's get the fans what they want. Originally, this was supposed to be an 18 episode, 30-minute show. And Kevin Feige saw the first few episodes, told them to scrap all this shit and start over again because y'all about to be the death of us, right? But here we go, Born Again. We got the same tone exactly as the Netflix show. It had quite the bombastic opening. And Chris, I'm gonna start with you, man. How does it feel to and be back with the devil of Hell's Kitchen?
It's phenomenal, bro. It was at the time it was airing. It was one of my favorite shows to watch. You know what I'm saying? So just getting a chance to spin the block again with him, it feels really good. Because I always feel like he never really gets his just dues in a way. Nobody really gives Daredevil his flowers, and it could be because he's obviously more local in his
Yes,
in his shit. You know what I'm saying? But it phenomenal, bro. Like phenomenal. I've always been fascinated with what he's capable of doing. So yeah, I'm here with it, man. I enjoyed the shit out of these first 2 episodes for sure.
absolutely. Um, and first of all, I really like this poster that they went with. All of the promotional artwork and everything was really dope. But this is really encompassing what's great about the Daredevil series in the first place. You have these two characters who are very different, but in some ways also alike. Kingpin is willing to do whatever it is that he can to have that power over the criminal underworld. And Matt Murdock, as we find out as the show goes on originally, is about willing to do everything he can to stop Kingpin's conquest and preserve justice, both as an attorney and as a crime fighting vigilante. Quite frankly, um, with that said, what I really liked about Born Again was how it kind of feels like a world that was already lived in. Like it's not like we're freshening up the audience on who these characters are or anything like that. It feels like a natural continuation from where we ended off at. And Greg, I know you didn't finish the original series, but we left the original series without him being in the Daredevil suit. It was a whole brouhaha, so to speak, between he, Kingpin, and Bullseye. And
Yep.
I love that we saw him back in that costume. They gave him the his bow staff or nunchucks from the comics that kind of function in the same way that Peter Parker's web functions, and it allows him to go on the skyline. I thought that was really cool, and that was unexpected. And we get a badass fight scene at the beginning of this scene between he and Bullseye that was honestly brutal.
Crazy.
Some of the CGI was a little questionable at some points, I must admit, but it was a pretty badass fight scene. And it's sometimes it's kind of hard to believe that man is blind. But anyways, one of my favorite parts is when he lands behind the steam and you see that devil silhouette. when Bullseye is trying to get away from him.
Mhm.
But I kind of want to get into like the way this fight jumps off. Bullseye shoots Foggy straight in the heart, takes him out immediately at the opening of this. Greg, as somebody who didn't finish the original series, and this is your introduction to the new show, how did you feel about everything, like the entire fight scene? How did you feel coming into this world?
All right, so I did watch it when it was on Netflix. So
Mhm.
I just like everything on Netflix. I start then stop because it's so much shit on it. But I'm a bit I was a bit on the edge with Daredevil because I was like, he's blind, I get it, but I'm like, I really don't see him as a superhero. I'm sorry, that's just me. But honestly, I gotta give my man a shout out. Vincent Ofiano. I know I'm screwing that up.
Diaphano.
That's my
I got you.
Diaphano. There we go.
Yeah.
That's my dude from Full Metal Jacket,
Okay.
Men in Black, Law and Order. Like, I've been rocking with him. To see him
Yeah.
in the role as Kingpin, I'm rocking with it, like straight up rocking with it. Love his aura, like the way he captures the Kingpin role, like how he's ominous, but at the same time, it's like you don't know how to trust him. Like he makes you feel like you're safe, but at the same time, it's like you know your neck is on the line. I really enjoyed the Bullseye fight, like straight out, rest in peace, Foggy, but it is what it is. Like that's how it dropped. Like that's how it is. I think with this series, I did see how Daredevil is going from like containing himself to be that vigilante hero to whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna stop this man. And that sit down in the diner, like when they were both sitting down reminiscing of old times and getting to know each other, it was kind of like bad. It was kind of like bad meets good, but good and bad swapped. I kind of feel like, Kingpin is still Kingpin, but at the same time, he's the face of what good should be. I'm trying to help the people. I'm for the people.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Daredevil is like, well, Matt Murdock is like, look, I'm kind of sick and tired of your shit, and I'm gonna take care of all y'all. Like straight up, like I'm gonna take care of all y'all. But man, the 2 episodes in, bro, this is gonna be a powerful series, like a super powerful series.
So we jumped ahead. We jumped ahead just a little bit. With the Kingpin part, and that was no. You good,
man?
No. You trust me. You fine. I'm about to catch up with you. Right quick. So, what's interesting about the Bullseye fight is how it ends. Matt Murdock made the decision to kill Bullseye on that rooftop. That cannot go. And so, if you finish like the original show, Kingpin, Bullseye, and Matt Murdock or Daredevil get into a triple threat inside of Kingpin's what was that, like a master suite or something like that?
Yeah,
Penthouse.
like a loft type.
They get into an incredible 3-way fight. Like in the way the fight plays out, it highlights all of their abilities or their fighting styles, but it's so fluid. Like if you're not gonna finish the show, look up that fight. It was awesome. Matt comes out of that fight not wanting to kill either one of them. Like he preserves his straight and narrow. I guess the dilemma of killing a vigilante. I mean, not a vigilante, a criminal. He survives that dilemma. In the first episode of this one, for him to decide to kill Bullseye was crazy. Like that was such a big deal. So then we enter Kingpin, who was injured at the end of the Echo show. I know y'all didn't watch that. And maybe you did, Chris. I know I really didn't watch it. Like it was all right, but Kingpin got injured. Didn't she shoot him in the face?
I didn't watch
Echo
it.
shot him. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at the left side of his face is fucked up. The reason him coming in when Vanessa is meeting with the 5 families, which is a badass scene, when he walks in and all the family members get up except for Vanessa and leave without him saying a word. I thought that's who he was throughout the run of the Netflix series.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
But that vulnerability that he had with Vanessa immediately after is part of why Kingpin is such a great character. Anytime Vanessa was threatened or anything like that, if there was something that could come back on her, it almost broke him. As powerful as a man as he is, it almost broke him. So him and Matt going to that diner scene, them boys went to war in the costume and out of the costume. Like they've been at each other's necks. I love the dialogue, and it gets a little meta, but I love when Kingpin tells her it's not entirely unpleasant to see you again. And it kind of in that moment, you see two people who were enemies kind of reminiscing on the old days when they was beating each other ass. But you also see two men who were tired. And that's why, excuse me. And that's why Matt kind of was like, look, I'm going to level with you. Are you really done with this bullshit? Because I'm tired. And I'm honestly not in the mood. Right. Foggy is dead. I will come out there and beat your ass, and I'm probably going to kill you. I need assurance that you truly do want to help these people, and we're done with this. I like that scene, and I like Kingpin reassuring him, saying, yeah, I'm done. But at the same time, I'm tired of this vigilante bullshit too. So if I see you running around in that suit, it's up. Mm-hmm. They mutually parted ways on decent terms. And we're basically off to the races as far as episode 1 is concerned. As far as the juxtaposition between how they were in the first show and how they are now, like Chris, what did you think of the new dynamic that they introduced to us in Born Again?
I think there's definitely a level of mutual respect there for sure. When you on the brink of putting hands on somebody to where, you beat them within an inch of their life, like you said, I think the dynamic of them butting heads, kind of believing in the same thing, but not at the same time type shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Matt Murdock, lawyer during the day, Daredevil at night, trying to protect the people. Fisk, again, trying to protect the people now. He's been elected mayor and stuff. So both trying to protect the people, but at the same time, Fisk has his shit going on. Matt has his shit going on. So I think that was just a beautiful, beautiful way to start this series off. Just having them meet with a battle of the minds almost. And like you said, hey, if you show up in that suit, it's over with. Hey, if you step out of line, I'm gonna be there. Same thing from Matt Murdock type shit. So
yeah,
I appreciated it, man. Like the dynamic is something that we don't really get to see that much in TV shows these days between supervillain and vigilante hero. So I'm here for it, man.
So I guess this gets me to the next episode. Because quite a few things happen, and we follow Kingpin as the mayor for the most part.
Right.
Are we really to believe that this man is turned away from his criminal ways? Because the show is framing it. The show is framing it as though he has. And the biggest indication that he is turned away from his criminal ways is, I thought he was threatening the police commissioner's family.
I thought he was
too. It's the line after that where he says he thought he could keep that secret family a secret.
Right.
He went the TMZ route. I'm just going to expose everything. I'm not going to kill him. I'm just going to expose everything. And he was threatening when he did it, but it gives a little levity when you find out I just got information on him. I'm not going to try and kill him or anything like that.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool. And again, it's playing with that. Okay, is he really a man of the people now? Does he really want to? Because earlier in that episode, you saw where he decided to have that crew go ahead and fix that hole, man. I'll whatever permit or whatever you need, fix a hole. And he made a big song and dance out of it to the people, but he really is focused on helping the city. Like even when he was in the limo
Right.
talking to his PR lady, he was like, "Look, man, we can't get out here and do something. I gotta sit up here and chill or whatever." And I gotta bring it up because of the climate we're in. I know this show was filmed during, the buildup or during the election circuit, but it does have a Trump like effect. I have seen people question, okay, because he is behaving differently, a little bit differently this time than he was last time, right? He seems less theatrical and more determined and also more vengeful in a way, which this is not a political show, but I'm just being honest. It does make you wonder, okay, where are they going with this? Is he supposed to be a Trump-like character? And where do we ultimately end up in terms of Kingpin? Greg, I saw that kind of raised your eyebrows a little bit. Care to jump on that point?
Man, you hit it right on the head. I'm just trying to figure out who is our vigilante, because it definitely looks like
that's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, because it definitely has the undertones of what we are currently going through right now. And I don't believe, for the sake of the series, I don't believe Kingpin is turned away from his criminal ways. I think he understands how the legal process works, because the girl told him, BB told him, hey, you lose the police, you lose the city. So in that mindset, I do believe there are some things that he's going to try to do, as far as like not necessarily blackmail, but understand how to keep people in his pocket and do his own biddings without him having to get his hands dirty. I don't think he's fully decriminalized himself. But the undertones of how the political system is right now, we got a celebrity, somebody that people think is a con man. He's a criminal. He has his hands in some criminal activities. It's just one of the things I kind of feel like he does TV show. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like that's the route they chose to take. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see ultimately where we end up here. It's a very will he, won't he situation. But I'm looking forward to where we ultimately end up in terms of where it goes. So we lost Greg, but in the midst of it, we were talking about Kingpin, and he raised a interesting point. Like, who is the vigilante here? I think that's an excellent question to put out there, because you have two people who are trying to be heroes in their own ways after going a non-heroic route up to this point. Like Daredevil tried to fucking kill Bullseye, and Kingpin has murdered half of the NYPD as well as other people. So you got two people really on a redemption story on their own. Hell, we didn't talk about it. The fact that what's old girl name? Last name Paige. Damn, I can't remember. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. But she doesn't even really fool with Matt anymore, because he kind of pushed her away or whatever.
Right.
That was an interesting way of kind of writing that character off, because this is truly a new adventure for Matt. But I thought it was really interesting how both of these characters are on the same path of redemption, but at the same time, they're inevitably going to come into conflict with each other.
Mhm.
So moving on, you have in this next episode where some guys, it looks like they're mugging somebody, and then this other guy, he comes and he beats both of the guys up, ends up killing one of them by pushing him into he didn't intentionally push him into a subway car. Other guy come to find out these are some corrupt cops, and the fucking dude that was fighting both of them is White Tiger. He a whole vigilante himself.
Facts.
And you get into the corruption of the cops, which again, both Kingpin and Matt are dealing with this problem now. Kingpin is dealing with it, but he kind of has a vendetta again, going back to like the Trump comparison here. He has a vendetta against the police. And he told the commissioner straight up, I ain't getting y'all.
Facts.
I was trying to be cool, but you talked all that shit at their funeral. I ain't giving none of y'all shit, and no, you don't get to retire. You better sign your ass back up because I want to make sure I get to you, especially. That was a cold ass scene, man. Again, a reminder of how badass Kingpin can be. But instead of killing him or killing his family, he decided to threaten him with mess. But I guess we'll get to the end of the episode, which was it was a bit surprising. Like I knew we were gonna get a fight, but I didn't know it was gonna end up like that. And Matt, of course, saves the guy that the police were trying to kill originally.
Mm-hmm.
And he fights the two dirty cops who were, trying to do the guy in. Or maybe one of the guys was, maybe it was just one dirty. Yeah, it had to be one dirty cop. The other cop died. But the other guy, I think, was just like a thug or some shit.
Right.
Bro, the way Matt beat their ass, man. That dude tore, like, he damn near tore old boy arm off. First of all, that shit was nasty. I didn't see that shit.
Gruesome.
Like, I was like, God damn. But it's the way he threw the other dude on his neck.
Hey.
And I'm still not certain that dude is alive, man. I still don't know if that dude is alive. Like, that's crazy. Greg, it looks like you're back and everything is normal. And we just got to the end of the second episode. Did Daredevil kill that other dude that he threw on his neck?
Bro, I thought he did. Like he snapped it for sure. Once them feet clicked and came down, that was a wrap.
Dog, at best, that dude is gonna come back. It's gonna come back with a damn neck cast on or neck brace or something like that. At worst, man. Like, or at best, that's the best he can hope for. I think Matt may have murdered that man. And then he screamed in the air at the end, man, like, nah, dog, I think you killed that dude. I think you killed him. Greg's still struggling, but it's okay. We're going to continue on. We ball. But, yeah, man, and again, I do appreciate that frustration that he had. Right. In terms of, like, he does not want to fight. He does not want to be the devil of Hell's Kitchen again. Mm-hmm. But he's itching closer and closer to it. Like, he been cold turkey off of being the Daredevil for a year at this point. And now it looks like he's being pulled back in, man. I mean, first two episodes were great. Honestly, we got a lot of good shit. What were your thoughts on their closing fight before we move?
Hey, man, ball up top, man. It was crazy, bro. Like, and I kind of felt like, even when he pushed, well, he didn't push him, he hemmed him up. Even when he hacked, Matt up against the wall, man, I'm like, all right, man, he probably just gonna kind of shrug it off and try to, just sneak out the door, and the cop and the other dirty dude gonna, run out trying to catch old boy. But like, when he kept slamming him up against the wall, I was like, it's up, bro. And
he was good till he drew blood.
Yeah. Like, when he started leaking, it was curtains, bro. Like you said, the reverse hyperextension of the other dude's arm, man. Like, I was like, yeah, it's over with him. But the way he dropped Buddy on his neck reminds me of a finisher that I used to come with on Arkham Asylum, the Batman game. And I'm like, there's no way Batman is not killing these people or giving them brain damage or something, dog.
Bro, it's never possible. It's no way Batman ain't killing somebody,
bro.
I be like, what the fuck?
Neck first, dog. Like, there's no, like you said, the best he could hope for is to have that fucking dog cone around his neck on the next episode, dog. Because and
that was the cop. That was the cop, man. That would, like, if that dude dead, they make Daredevil a killer too. Cop killer too, man. That shit crazy. I'm looking forward to finding out that dude condition, man, because he was fucked up, man. He was fucked.
U-GeekTV.